Hi, it's Erica. I just wanted to make a video and talk a little bit about my Bright Line Eating journey and what this month has brought. So, first some stats. I have been doing Bright Line Eating now for approximately 80 days. Maybe a few days more than that, 80, 81, 82 days, something in there. And I have dropped 40 pounds, 41 pounds. I just crossed over into Wonderland. So I'm now 199, which is huge for me. I don't think I've been under 200 pounds since before I was even pregnant with my daughter, and she's turning 3 soon. So yeah, under 200, big milestone. Really huge. It's great. And I'm really excited about that. So it's working. I'm losing the weight. Everything's good. I talked a little bit in my last video about some challenges that I'd been having, specifically that I had a miscarriage last month. And the hits just keep on coming, man. This month I had an ectopic pregnancy. So we had a miscarriage, we got pregnant right away, and this time it was ectopic. So the last couple of days have been really rough, kind of more so than I could really even describe. So, you know, it all happens kind of fast. I got the lab results, and because I have a history of ectopic, when my lab results came back and they were not very encouraging, we immediately sprang into action with getting the ultrasound, and then, you know, kind of confirming that, yeah, I was having an ectopic pregnancy. And it was a little bit confusing because when we were there with the ultrasound tech, she found a little, you know, there's a little black spot in my uterus, and my husband and I were like, yes, like this is it. Like, we know that this pregnancy is in trouble, but at least it's in my uterus. It wasn't. That was actually just a leftover cyst from my last pregnancy. So we got to see that, and then they went on to my tubes and found a pregnancy there. So that really sucked. We thought we were in the clear, and then the doctor came in and explained to us that we now needed to head over to the OB's office because this was kind of an urgent situation. So, yeah, so I want to talk about that a little bit in relationship to Bright Line Eating. Because a couple of people have asked me how I'm able to do Bright Line Eating when life is just lifing me as hard as it is right now. And it is hard. Oh my gosh, because we want a baby. We want a baby so bad, and have a pregnancy end like this. It's physically exhausting. It's emotional. It sucks. But the answer is support. The way that I do Bright Line Eating when life is lifing at me is I have support. I have this rock star husband who is, I think, a total badass. And just tell you, he actually gave me my methotrexate injection to end this pregnancy because he's a nurse, and so he was able to do that. So we just went to the pharmacy and got the methotrexate and did it at home. And it felt like so peaceful and loving, and just what an absolutely like best case scenario way to sorry, my dog is pulling on the leash and I have my phone in my hand, so hold on just a second. Just what a totally loving way to end a pregnancy that was so wanted. You know, to be able to do it at home with you know, my husband was just great. I'm not out of the woods yet. I'll find out next week. But anyway, having him there and him with me every step of the way, and so supportive in my my pregnancy loss, but also in my Bright Line Eating. So in the chaos of all of that, you know, we're running around from doctor appointment to doctor appointment, from lab to ultrasound place to my OB to the pharmacy and everything. In the middle of that, I had to stop and eat. We had to go to lunch. And I couldn't eat my planned meal because we weren't at home. We were out on the run. We really didn't have time to like stop and go home and eat. We really had to get back, you know, to the hospital. And so we went to a Thai restaurant, and my husband, it's like he didn't even think about it. He just expected that I would continue with my bright lines. He didn't ask me if I was going to, you know, what he asked me was, do you have your scale? That was what he asked. He didn't, you know, he didn't expect that I would, you know, go off plan. He expected that I would stay on plan. He just needed to make sure that I had everything that I needed. So all he wanted to know was, do you have your scale? And it's raining now, so I'm going to go inside. Come on, Arlo. So that was amazing. And I think that if you are doing Bright Line eating and you don't have someone like that who has all the faith in the world in you that you're going to keep with this, you need to get that person. You need to get yourself a buddy. You need to get yourself into a Facebook group. You need to get yourself into a mastermind group, whatever you have to do to make sure that you have somebody in your life who has almost more faith in you than you have in you. I think that's incredible, because that's what it felt like. It was like he didn't, not for 1 second did he think that we were just going to go eat crap. Like, he didn't think we were going to go and get comfort food or whatever, which honestly, I wanted to do. But, yeah, having him there and having him just with me at that kind of level is just incredible. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is support. Just in life in general, but in your Bright Line eating journey. And I really think that in Bright Line eating, support is life. Without support, I really think you're sunk. So people ask me how I'm doing this when I am in the middle of, you know, just this sadness and grief and everything else. And I just wonder how people do it without support, because I see those people. I see you in the groups talking about, you know, your partner bringing home crap food all the time, and man, that just seems like that's the hard stuff right there. So you know, please, if you're one of those people, whoo, boy, that just sounds like a challenge that would be much more difficult for me. Fortunately, I guess we get what we can handle, and I couldn't handle that, so I'm glad that's not my challenge. And if you are one of those people and you're watching this, just know that you have my support. Oh my God, you can do this. You can totally do this. It doesn't matter what's going on. You can absolutely do Bright Line eating. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, is that it doesn't matter how your day is going. That's kind of the point, isn't it? That what you eat and what you put into your body and what you, you know, are doing with your food, it shouldn't have anything to do with how your day is. You know, that's this weird sort of dysfunction that we have, you know, all kind of bought into. Well, a lot of us have. I know I've been programmed that way. I certainly have my comfort foods that I really wanted to have and to make me feel better, but that's the point, is to get those things disconnected from each other. Just totally disconnected from each other. They don't have to be what you're eating and what your day is like, or what you think your day is like. They just don't correlate. They don't have to. Because you wrote down your food last night, right? Like, just eat that. Eat what you ate last night. Eat what you wrote down last night. And if you didn't write it down last night, well, that's where you should start. So write it down for tomorrow. And then no matter what happens, you just eat a Bright Line meal. Yeah, and I think that's it. Like, that's the point of the automaticity, is when things like this happen, you've got a game plan. And even when you, like we had to at the Thai restaurant, even when you have to deviate from what you wrote down, it doesn't mean you have to eat sugar and flour. It just doesn't. Those things don't have to go together. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on breaking up those connections in my life. I'm doing it with support. I'm doing it with somebody who has 100% faith in me and totally believes in what I'm doing, and just thinks that I am superhuman in my abilities to go through this, you know, without breaking my bright lines. So find somebody who just expects that of you, who just believes that you can do it, and I think that's a huge piece.